Do you see it?
Yeah.
In our culture, you don't dare reach out and connect with another human. Oh, I'm too afraid. What if they're offended? Yeah, that's why we're in the problem. That's why we're in the world that we're in now. Because I came from an era, and I'm Italian. Any Italians in here? Italian, right? La familia, huh? You know it. So, all my life, you hug people. You're open and you're kind to people.
Unfortunately enough, just because you're kind to somebody, just because you show love to somebody, doesn't always mean that they feel the same about you. As on today's video, we are going to be showing you guys Vic's speech at the recent convention that he was attending, but not only that, to see firsthand how a lot of things, right, a lot of photos and a lot of video that had been taken at this convention is being scrutinized, twisted, and misconstrued to further a false narrative. As once more, before we begin, if you are new to this channel and want to be kept up to date with all things involving Vic Mignogna, Monica Rial, Toye, and many of the news and updates involving the Vic Mignogna case, then be sure to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to never miss a single upload. Be sure to go on ahead and slap a like down below by giving this video a big thumbs up if you guys do stand with Vic, as well as making sure to check out and subscribe to my main channel over at UnrealNetwork, to where there you guys will be able to find lots of anime and Dragon Ball content that you guys will not get to find on here. And follow me at Twitter at UnrealNetwork to stay connected with me at all times. And if you have anything you would like to share or tag me in involving Vic Mignogna or any of the parties involved in this case, then be sure to go on ahead and follow me at Twitter. Now, to further kick things off, I covered a very specific tweet having to be posted by Renthimus on Twitter just about 2 days ago, where she went out of her way to take pictures that fans have posted of them meeting Vic, and going as far as to paint a false narrative and condescendingly having to make Vic out to be this monster. She went on to post, and I quote, "I'd like to take a moment to congratulate the internet on successfully shaming a perv into keeping his hands to himself," with a picture that she went on ahead to blur and having to quote tweet and stating, "Now is that so hard?" Which of course, as you guys can see, Vic can't even go as far as to hug people on camera anymore because his hand isn't above her shoulder. So apparently enough, if you hug someone and your hand is on their shoulder, it's almost the same thing as harassment, right? Quite egregious if you ask me. So remember guys, if you hug people, if you compliment people, if you touch their hair, you're on the exact same level as Harvey Weinstein. So just to keep that in mind, right? But very interestingly enough, Vic went along ahead to comment himself on having to share his comments on mob mentality culture and just basically the culture that we're in now, in people having to be offended and and basically his thoughts on the entire situation, which I'm about to show you guys right now, to in which I do encourage you guys to share this video out to spread the message of positivity. So with that being said, check out the following clip.
You reflect on things that are going on, you know what I mean? Difficulties and people and motivations and agendas, you know. I had a thought. I want to share it with you guys. This is just a general observation, and I hope you'll take this home with you. Our world is becoming more and more angry. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Yes.
People are angry. People are angry. And here's what I was thinking the other day. I watched a movie on an airplane a few weeks ago. 5 feet apart, 6 feet apart. It was about a girl that had a disease that makes you very susceptible to germs and stuff. And so no one's supposed to get within, like, you're not supposed to get within like 6 feet or 5. And she, cystic fibrosis. Can that be it? I think that's what it was. So she was literally in a hospital. Like, she literally lived in a hospital. And she fell in love with this boy who was also in the hospital with the same disease. So they're not allowed to be near each other, but they really like each other. The movie began, this is the part I want you to hear. The movie began with a little narration. And it was the girl that played the main character girl, and she said this. She said, oh, hold on. I want to get it right.
Take your time, take your time.
Right.
She said something to the effect of, actual studies have shown that children, especially babies and children, need human contact as much as they need air. See, here's what I've been contemplating lately. Human contact is being vilified.
Yeah.
Do you see it? In our culture, you don't dare reach out and connect with another human. Oh, I'm too afraid. What if they're offended? Yeah, that's why we're in the problem. That's why we're in the world that we're in now. Because I came from an era, and I'm Italian. Any Italians in here? Italian. La famiglia. Huh? You know it. So, all my life, you hug people. You're open and you're kind to people. And it's interesting to me, I believe that there is a direct correlation. I think there's a direct connection between what is happening in our culture where you don't dare touch somebody and the anger that people feel. People feel so alone and isolated. And people that I've met over the years at conventions, 500 at a time, appreciate the hug and the kindness and that openness. And just a couple don't. You know, just a few. But it ends up ruining it for everybody. Because suddenly you're afraid to just reach out and be kind to somebody. And they may desperately need that. You know? This young lady, I'm going to pick on you.
That's fine.
This young lady could be going through the worst time in her life right now. And it was all she could do. It took every ounce of energy she could find to drag herself to this event to meet me. Okay? And she might be in such a bad place emotionally, been abandoned by a parent or a sibling or a boyfriend, and the fact that I came up, may I?
It's fine.
The fact that I came up to her and did this, and looked her in the face and acknowledged her and connected with her, might give her the strength she needs to continue. Whereas if I sat behind the table and went, hey, thanks for coming. Fist bump. And then she goes home and she is as lonely and feels as disconnected as she ever did. So I'm not even applying this to my situation. I hope you understand this. I'm talking about our world. People have become so angry and so easily offended by everything. And I really think that there is a connection between the culture that is telling us, don't you dare touch anybody. Don't connect. No human contact. Because it could be offensive or it could be misconstrued. But I think there's a connection between that and the isolation people feel and the anger that they feel. It would never be my desire to hurt anyone. I would never in a billion years want to offend or hurt anyone. That has never been my intention or my desire.
That's why we're here.
I believe you guys know that about me. And so I just wanted to take a minute because, like I said, I sit around my house alone thinking about these things, maybe too much. But I really believe that's true. I really believe that's true. So if you have people in your lives, hug them. You know, reach out and just acknowledge them. That little bit of human contact right there. Now, he could go home and say I assaulted him.
Not fair. Why am I getting picked on?
Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? This is not assault, everyone. And you know what? It's actually an offense to people that are actually assaulted. I mean, think about that. You know? So I just want you guys to know my heart. That's all. I want you to know that I appreciate so much you guys being here and your kindness and your support for me and my work over the years. I have taken my position in this industry very seriously as long as I've been in it. I've seen it as something much bigger than just a job. I feel like it's been an opportunity to connect with people and to hopefully try to be a positive influence and an encouragement to people. And that's been the greatest privilege for me. And I really think that our culture has changed, and not for the better. I think people need that human contact, like that movie said. I think it's as valuable to us as oxygen. So I really hope, and you know what, there's so many more of us. Do you realize there are so many more good people in the world than there are the offended, outraged? There's so many more of us, but we go about our lives. We're responsible, you know, we have jobs and we have families, we have relationships. We just go about our lives while this handful of people changes the whole landscape. And the majority of us are standing back on what's going on. Like, how is this happening? So you guys, be a voice for good. Be a voice for light and kindness and connect with people. Because you never know who in your life needs it badly. You know? Sorry. Soapbox is over. Sorry.
Are you beginning to understand the message now? Simply having to reach out to somebody and complimenting them, hugging them is now considered assault. But of course, it's okay for the other side to do the exact same thing amongst each other, right? Male, female, and nobody cries wolf, right? But the second this guy specifically does it, it's automatically criminal. There's something very, very off here, which again, I do want to get your feedback and your thoughts in the comment section below. Also guys, if you guys are unaware, Vic Mignogna will of course be attending a convention called RockCon in Rochester, New York on September 14th and September 15th. You guys can go on my Twitter. I will go on ahead and retweet the post. That way you guys can get more information on that. So again, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at UnrealNetwork, and be sure to hit that subscribe button, guys, on this channel to stay connected at all times. Also, guys, subscribe to my main channel over at UnrealNetwork. We've been covering lots of alternative content on there as well. So again, thank you all so much for your time. Thank you all so much for watching. I do encourage you guys to share this video and spread the message of positivity, as I am going to close this video off with some interesting clips that I want you guys to sit on and formulating your own thoughts and opinions on by the end. So again, thank you so much for your time, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, guys. Peace.
Assuming this this affidavit is still around, assuming Ty gets your whole affidavit stricken prior to TCPA, defeats TCPA, and then Funimation hasn't settled and fired you yet. And by the way, Scott, if you're looking for a new job, because guess what? You're gonna get fired for this. I'm just guessing. It's not you, buddy. It's not you. It's all y'all. That's the plural for y'all. Is all y'all at Funimation have your shaft on the chopping block, so to speak. There's gonna be a trimming. That's what happens when major media companies or major companies buy up a smaller company. There tends to be some sort of culling already, but it's typically relegated to a select management staff that they find to be inefficient or trimming the fat, so to speak, or redundant, like redundant communications departments. Might not need someone to monitor Funimation if they're already got a significant public relations department at Sony, but maybe you're still good. But here we go. Let me just let you in on this. When there's a guy who admits to composing a tweet that drags a company into a lawsuit with a bunch of negative press and a bunch of angry fans who have canceled subscriptions and a bunch of people who are out there saying, we're not going to buy your product anymore because you guys are stupid. You're already on the chopping block for that. But now I got a question for you, Scotty. You said that you regularly prepare press releases. An Anime News Network cited sources within Funimation discussing the employment arrangements of Victor Mignogna prior to your announcement. Who communicates with Anime News Network at Funimation other than you, Scott? The mouthpiece of Funimation, the filthy, sullied mouthpiece, rife with Sony's gonorrhea, is Scott Barretto. Right there. Where Scott Barretto goes ahead and retroactively states that he pulled them on a specific day and refers to the original productions. Because even though he definitely 100%, because remember, Volney, Lemoyne, and Sam Johnson are the most competent attorneys in the room, and Ty's a bumbling idiot who doesn't know how to authenticate anything. They definitely correctly authenticated the documents, lol, except suddenly Volney felt the necessity to get updated affidavits which correct their authentication statements to make them actually valid because they actually weren't. How embarrassing is this? How embarrassing. Remember, the bumbling moron who doesn't know anything about court, trial, authentication, depositions, or anything said these aren't actually authenticated.